What's up, my guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to the report card. Moving on to episode 5 today. We're going to be covering last night's episode of AEW Dynamite, The Forbidden Door. Boy, let me tell you what, do we have some stuff to get into. I mean, this episode included everything. You had Chris Jericho on there. You had CM Punk on there. You had Moxley on there, MJF on there. I mean, it was crazy, man. So without further ado, let's get right up into it, baby.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
Hey, well, y'all heard the lady man strap in to get ready because this episode was off the chain. Well, as y'all know, last week, MJF beat CM Punk in Chicago. So you know this dude was throwing a party to start the show, man. This shit was so over the top. If y'all don't know, he's known for his plaid scarf. They had a plaid scarf red carpet all the way down to the ring. Shawn Spears also came to the ring with a chair that was decked out in the plaid pattern, as well as MJF came in on one of those giant chairs that everybody carries around. You know, like they do at bar mitzvahs. Bro, it was just over the top. It was perfect. And then he gets on the mic. But as you notice during the whole thing, Warlow in the back, he's a little standoffish. That's MJF's big henchman. They treat him like dog shit. And you could tell he's starting to get tired of it. Next thing you know, CM Punk comes out. And he doesn't even come out to the music. Tony Schiavone meets him up on the stage. And CM Punk just starts trying to drive a wedge between MJF and Warlow. Dude, it got pretty tense. And CM Punk, of course, was asking for his rematch because MJF won dirty. And then MJF said, hey, if y'all can beat FTR in the ring with a partner of your choosing, you can. CM Punk brings out Sting and Darby Allin. MJF says it can't be neither one of them two, though. Man, overall, we're going to give this stuff started with an A-, man. I feel like it left us with a lot of cliffhangers, like who's going to be CM Punk's partner, and what the hell is Warlow going to do? I can tell y'all what Warlow is about to do, and that's murder a man on live TV. Yes, next up we have Warlow versus The Blade. And throughout the opening segment in this match, let me just tell y'all the Warlow chants are getting louder and louder. So give us the face turn soon, Uncle Tony. Well, they go off into wrestling the match. The Blade attacks the big man's knees early on. Looks pretty promising, good storytelling, but it was only go on so long before Warlow started doing Warlow things. After a series of knees by the Blade attempts a running jumping knee in the corner, into which Warlow catches him and starts the powerbomb symphony, baby. And if y'all don't know what that is, go look it up, because that's when this big old dude picks you up and powerbombs you time after time after time after time. And yes, after 4 of those, yeah, that boy the Blade was stuck to the mat. Warlow gets over him for the 1, 2, 3, gets the pin. Overall, for this segment, I'm going to give it a B. I thought it was fun. Didn't go too long. About time Warlow went against a guy that isn't a scrub. And then Shawn Spears, they did a little bit more storytelling at the end. Shawn Spears came out with the chair, hit him with the chair shot to steal Warlow's thunder. So we'll see where this goes. We then get a pretty cool dark video package from Pintel Cero Miedo. Looks like that's leading to a Cero Miedo and Malachi match. Nobody's going to be mad at that. That's going to be a banger. And then we have the meeting of the Inner Circle. And for those of y'all that don't know, that is Chris Jericho's faction in AEW. And boy, are things unraveling. First off, Santana and Ortiz, the Proud and the Powerful, they enter separately to their own music. Then we start off with honestly a pretty good promo from Santana. He's ripping into Jericho. He's calling him selfish. He's saying that he's holding Proud and Powerful back. And boy, this shit about to get spicy, because then Jericho gets the mic and he goes, did I hold you back when you lost to the Young Bucks? And he even mentions the date. I think it was February 17th last year. I was like, ooh. And then Chris Jericho, for my TNA fans, he says, I think I invited the wrong 2 members of LAX to be in the Inner Circle. And then he brings up Homicide. And I'm just like, bro, what? And then it gets so spicy. Sammy tries to get in and kind of dissolve everything. And I think, man, I think we're getting another Chris Jericho heel turn. So I guess it's about time for him to cut his hair again. But because when Sammy hops in, he's like, guys. Chris Jericho grabs the mic and goes, shut up, Sammy. Yeah, you could tell that just, ooh, it's tense. Sammy rips off his inner circle vest. He's like, if y'all can't figure this out, I'm gone. And he leaves with his TNT titles. And then, so what we're getting next week is we're going to get Jeff Hager and Jake Hager. What the fuck is Jeff Hager? Jake Hager and Chris Jericho versus Proud and Powerful. That's going to be a tag match next week. I don't think we're mad at that. Overall, I'm going to give this a B+, man. I do think it's about time for the Inner Circle to break up. I know it is sad. They've carried AEW through the pandemic. But like Tommy and Pamela, man, it's just that time. And then we get not one, but two debuts on AEW. Now, I know these aren't mainstream guys that we all probably thought it was going to be, but this was still cool nonetheless. So we go to the back. We get a segment where it's the Young Bucks and Adam Cole. Baby, they're beating up on Trent and Rocky. You don't need to know who they are. They're just a couple of bums in this segment. But they're beating up on them. Next thing you know, you see the back of the jacket with the 5 on it. You know what that means. It's switchblade time. Jay White comes out and then joins the assault and helps them beat up those 2 bums I was telling you about. And then we get the face of the Revolution Ladder qualifying match. It's Isaiah Cassidy versus guest opponent. Nobody knows who it is. We have an idea, but we don't know. And out of nowhere, Big Keith Lee comes walking down the ring. Hold the Bearcat, baby. And with this, AEW gets some much-needed man meat. So after the crowd calms down a little bit because they were going wild, we get the bell rung and the match started. Man, Isaiah Cassidy tries to get up in this dude's face. And remind you, Keith Lee is like a 350-plus pound man, all right? That dude grabs this boy and chunks him so far, I swear he landed in the NXT UK stadium. Like, that boy still hasn't landed, okay? After that, we get Keith Lee jumping over the top rope, hitting a crossbody. Again, I couldn't even do that. And this is a 350-plus pound man, all right? It was insane. Anyways, they go for a little while. Isaiah Cassidy keeps coming after Mr. Lee. And this dude just keeps slapping him out of the air, swatting him away. After Keith Lee does some Keith Lee things, he picks him up for the modified Death Valley driver, slams him, hits him with the 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, Mark Quinn and Cassidy try to jump him. Well, they hit a couple of failed tope suicidas, in which Keith Lee gave them both a couple of power bombs. Overall, man, I'm giving this a B+. Again, I thought the name could have been bigger. You know, I think we were all wanting Bray or Jeff Hardy or Triple H, but still, it's Keith Lee, man. One thing I do know is I want a powerbomb competition. Warlow, Keith Lee. Give it to me, Tony. Come on. Hey, Uncle Tony did give us a banger of a tag team match next up, though. You had FTR versus CM Punk and Mystery Opponent. Mystery Opponent ends up being none other than Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose for some of you more casual viewers. I mean, for not being a tag team, boy, these 4 guys, they put on a show. CM Punk starts the match. The whole crowd's going crazy for Moxley. He gets Moxley the hot tag. He comes in and starts kicking ass, man. I mean, and he's taking names too, my guy. Mox ends up tagging Punk back in. FTR, they're a great, great tag team. Shout out to my boy Cash Wheeler, by the way. We in that Mullet gang. They end up going to work on Punk's left knee for a while. After a while, man, we ended up getting back-to-back tope suicidas from Moxley and Punk. I mean, great chemistry by all 4 guys. So after a missed elbow drop attempt by FTR, Mox gets over to the corner and makes a hot CM Punk tag. And like JR likes to say, boy, business is picking up. First thing, we get a Doomsday Device by Mox and Punk, to which FTR kicks out. CM Punk was then in the ring. Cash hits him with the ring bell, and then he gets put in a brainbuster by Dax. He kicks out. And then FTR goes to attempt their big rig, which is their finisher, which has never been kicked out of. Thankfully, Moxley ran into the ring and broke it up. Mox and Punk then try to hit simultaneous finishers, the Go to Sleep and the Paradigm Shift, respectively. Then that didn't work out. After that, CM Punk had FTR in the Anaconda Vice, which is his finishing submission, but the ref was distracted. Then we do get to the finish. God, what an exchange. I'm out of breath. Feel like Eminem on Rap God. When we get to the finish, Mox and Punks do hit the simultaneous finishers, the GTS and the Paradigm Shift. They get the 1, 2, 3, which, as you know, that gives CM Punk his rematch against MJF. I'm not gonna lie, man, I graded this thing and it's an A. Like, I don't know what else to say. Okay, you had legends, tag team legends on Twitter last night talking about what a match, what a hell of a match. You gotta give the guys their credit, man. Next up, we get Jade Carghill going against AQA for the TBS title. AQA is her first time on AEW. We do find out that she's trained by none other than 5-time. Yeah, Booker T, baby. So we find that out. That was pretty cool. Honestly, a pretty entertaining match. Jade Carghill looks terrifying. You could tell that the training with Daniel Bryan is paying off, man. She looks a lot more fluent in the ring. Y'all got to start giving her credits. At one point, AQA was going for the armbar, and I was impressed. Jade picks her up, stops, even flexes on him while she's dangling on her arm, and then hits her with a suplex going back. I mean, Jade just looked phenomenal. But AQA also had a good showing as well. She hit a good arm drag. She hit a seam bag. She hit a nice DDT, a shooting star press. Hey, and then I'm telling you, dude, after one incident, this match got really, really stiff. I don't know if I'm being worked or not, but Jade looked pretty pissed off, and they started throwing some real blows. Like, you could tell there's a couple knees and a couple forearm shots, and I was like, sheesh. Anyways, we get to the finish. Jade hits the Jaded Slam. She gets the 1, 2, 3 to retain her title and move to 27-0? 26 or 27-0. She's going to be at Goldberg status soon. Overall, I'm going to give it a B, man. I thought this match was a lot more entertaining than what it was going to be. I'm glad it wasn't just another squash. They did let AQA get some showtime, so that was good. Moving on to the next rookie that took an L. We had the Serena D 5-minute challenge against the rookies. Apparently she beats rookies out, tries to beat them in 5 minutes. This girl's name happened to be Katie Arquette. The match went a minute. Serena D made her tap out. I don't know how I feel about an older mid-carder squashing young talent, man. But I do think whenever the young rookie that does beat her beats her, she's going to get over good. Overall, though, I'm just going to give this a D. I feel like it's probably the worst part of this show. This was a great show, though, so you can't be too mad at that. All right, baby. Next up, we had the main event. It's Hangman Adam Page. It's Lance Archer. It's for the AEW World Title, and it's a Texas death match. For those of y'all that don't know, that means anything is legal. You can hit them with a chair. You can hit them with the steps. Hell, you can hit them with your grandmama's cane. All right? Everything's legal. The only way you can win is by a submission or a 10 counts KO. All right? There's no pinfalls, none of that. This is brutal. And if you were expecting an AEW flippy doo-dah match, no, sir. If you were even expecting intros, nah. Hangman took a page out of Lance Archer's book and started whooping him backstage. He whooped him backstage. He whooped him all the way down to the ring. As soon as he gets in the ring, Hangman hits him with his finisher, the buckshot lariat. But Archer smartly rolls out of the ring. Archer makes it to his feet right before the 10 count was up. Hangman sees that, so he goes to attempt a tope suicida. Archer grabs a trash can lid from under the ring, smacks him with it. They get to fighting on the outside of the ring, pretty violent. At that point, Jake the Snake and Dan Lambert, they go around and they dismantle the top rope. Thank God Finn Balor wasn't there. What that means is Hangman's finisher, he does flip over the top rope to hit his buckshot lariat, so that does kind of, take that away. But wait to see later how he improvises. It's wild. We go to commercial. We get back. Hangman is literally doused in blood on one side of his face. He looks like a colorblind Braveheart. Like, it was crazy. Jake the Snake goes to hit his patented DDT onto Hangman. Lance Archer shoves him out of the way because he wants to do it all on his own. As he does that, Hangman hits him with a DDT of his own. How the turntables have turned. Lance Archer then joins the colorblind Braveheart group with Hangman. After this, these guys really put the death into a Texas death match. Hangman grabs a kendo stick, hits Archer 20, 30 times with it. And then Archer no-sold most of them. And then he grabbed the kendo stick, broke it over his knee. Archer then picks up Hangman, choke slams him through a trash can. And then he hits a running cannonball senton off of the ring, which was crazy. Before that, he had grabbed a fork and stabbed Hangman in the face repetitively over and over again with it. I mean, this guy just downright nasty. Like, literally, I think I saw Lance Archer murder the man on live TV. He hits the blackout, which is his spinner, over the ring onto overturned steel steps. I mean, I thought he literally killed this guy. I don't know what to say. Then Hangman turns around, wraps barbed wire over his arm, and just starts beating the shit out of Lance Archer. And it was crazy. And then after he hits him with the suplex, the refs bent over in the ring. And I told y'all to stay tuned. Lance Archer flips over the ref to hit his buckshot lariat over the ring. And they land on two tables outside and smash through them. That's the finish right there. Archer can't get up for the 10 count. And wow, I got to give it to him. What a main event. Overall, I'm giving this another A. I mean, what do y'all want me to do? Not like good wrestling? So yes, Hangman gets the pin, the 1, 2, 3. He gets to keep the title. And man, what an episode of Dynamite, guys. Like, that really wrapped it up right there. I've got it all graded out. Let's get on to it. Your letter grade for today's show is a B. Well, that wraps up today's episode, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that's been liking and commenting. And to my subscribers, I appreciate you all. Any new viewers, man, if y'all want, like, comment, let me know how dumb y'all think I am. And if you have it in your hearts, please subscribe. For that, I'm signing off. This is Cody. Everybody have a great day.